All right, guys. Hey, it's been a minute. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Trey. I was a pre-medical student. I'm no longer a pre-medical student. Now a medical student. Looking to start pretty soon here. Yeah, I made the choice to go to SGU. So it's a Caribbean medical school. And I got a lot of reasons behind what made me make that decision. And I'll, again, more than likely, more than willing to shed light on that if you guys want to know more about that decision-making process and how it came about, stuff like that. But anyways, today I want to talk about the MSAP program. As some of you guys know, I decided to go to SGU, which is the school that I decided to attend. And I want to just dive a little bit more into the MSAP program and kind of my experience, my take on it, how I did, my experience going through it, the difficulty level for me. I was working a little bit on the side. I'll get some context behind that, but this is all going to be tailored around the MSAP program for students that do decide to attend the medical school I'm going to, and then also are going to be essentially enrolled into the MSAP program. So I kind of want to go into that. So anyways, the MSAP program, what is it? So the MSAP program is a 4-week program, and it's geared around, how should I put this? So it's tailored around students that the school wants to I think the school ultimately just wants to make sure that you're going to succeed in medical school. So they put this 4-week program together to kind of assess your ability to basically take in content, absorb it, and be able to test on it, and to do it in a fairly fast rate. So it is a rigorous program. I strongly believe that no one should work if you can try to do that the best you can. If you can just try to kind of get your ducks in a row to kind of, so you don't have to work for those 4 weeks, I think it'd be very advantageous to do that. I did that. Again, I worked very minimally. Basically, I didn't work, but I worked enough to try to, provide for my family through that time. But again, I would advise not to work. So how it's set up is basically it's in 4 weeks, and you're going to be released material on Sunday, right? Like Sunday at midnight. So really, it's one thing I didn't like about the program. At least I don't know if they change it, but from my perspective, like they're releasing the information at midnight, basically Monday morning, not Sunday. And so you're essentially getting this material as soon as you wake up Monday, or whenever you get to it Monday morning. And so you're taking this material, and it's a lot. You got basically a week's worth of material that you got to consume, and download and test on it that following Sunday. So you have about 6 days. 6 days to try to learn it as best you can. That's essentially how it's structured. My advice and kind of how I approached it. A lot of people are using BRS books. Other people are using physiology books, anatomy books. I wasn't using any books. That's not the best way I learned. I learned by what they call question-based learning. So, but having still an understanding of the material. So what I did, I used something called Boards and Beyond, which is a lot of medical students use it for for like concepts dealing with like glycolysis, all your basic sciences needs. A lot of medical students use it. I use it. It worked out great for me with certain topics I need to refresh on, like metabolism. What is it? The cell cycle, stuff like that. Like your basic sciences is stuff that I kind of used it for, to kind of just brush myself up on topics that I needed. Another resource that I used was Anatomy Bootcamp. I use anatomy boot camp for any anatomy that came up dealing with the renal or whatever, whatever anatomy. I can't go too much in details, but just whatever anatomy popped up for the content they want us to learn. I use anatomy boot camp, which worked out great. These resources, I'm a little biased because the resources that I use, I already knew about from when I was doing my master's. So my master's was basically integrated with medical students, so I was able to learn at the medical school pace, and so I kind of already knew, what worked for me, what didn't work for me. So I kind of had a leg up with the speed. But for students that are coming straight from out of undergrad, they may have a difficult time, trying to absorb that amount of information if you're not used to going at that level of speed, you know what I mean, like medical students do. But your goal is just to learn the material as fast as possible, or get through the material. I would say get through the material as fast as possible, so that most of your time spent is on learning whatever you don't know and testing yourself. That's my biggest advice. Get through it as fast as possible. And I can go in more details if you guys want more information on how I did that. And and I already told you a little bit of resources I use. I use other things as well, but that's like the main bread and butter, how I got through the course. So I would recommend a schedule. I would recommend, if you got a workout plan, definitely do that, and just have a solid schedule on how you're going to get through this material and be able to successfully get ready to test on it that Sunday. You're going to be tested every Sunday. You're going to be tested 3 exams, and then the 4th one is going to be a cumulative of everything you learned throughout the 3 weeks. Another biggest advice is, if you learn the material, to the best of your abilities up front, then you're not going to have any problems when you take that cumulative. If you learn everything correctly the first time, you're going to be fine. But what I've seen with some students, they would struggle throughout the 3 weeks and wasn't able to follow through with the final because they have so much knowledge gaps. There are so many gaps in their knowledge throughout the first 3 weeks. They weren't able to get over that hump with the final, or learn everything perfectly for that final exam, which is, I believe it's worth 55% of your grade. So it's like literally a make or break situation with the final, which is kind of like nerve-wracking. But I don't think you should worry more about that. I think literally, if you just follow, trust yourself and really learn everything to the best of your abilities correctly the first time with the first 3 weeks, then you won't have any problems when you get to that final. I would say that's pretty much the structure of the MSAP program. Again, it's rigorous. Again, I don't advise anyone to work if you can avoid it. I definitely don't recommend you working a full-time job, working a 9 to 5 or anything like that, or trying to work over, 5 hours a day, because a lot of your time is going to be spent studying. And the first week was all right, but the second week really kicks in and it hits hard. So that's my biggest advice. And again, if you guys want any more information on like particular details on, how I was successfully able I did successfully complete the course. Thank God. You know what I mean? It is nerve-wracking taking the high-stakes exams, but it is doable. And so, again, if you guys have any questions or want to know any more information or want me to release any more videos pertaining around the MSAP program, then I'll be more than willing to do that without violating any of their guidelines for the course. So I'll be able to give an overview. And yeah. So anyways, all right. Thank you guys for listening. And if you got any more questions, just comment below. Let me know.